Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, California Weather Watch. Today is November 18th, and right now we are looking at the infrared satellite imagery. You got the state of California off to the right here, and you can see we have a few showers, mainly in the northern portions of California, but our eyes are out of here across the Pacific Ocean because we got a big slug of subtropical moisture merging with this trough across the Gulf of Alaska. Big latitude cyclone is going to spin up off the coast of Washington, Oregon. Huge atmospheric river, prolonged event will be pointed at California with additional systems likely as we go through the upcoming week on in through the weekend and in towards next week, maybe even including some of Southern California at times. We're going to dive into those details as we go through the video here today. So let's take a look at the precipitable water. This is the European hot off the presses, this morning's run. There goes our mid-latitude cyclone and our extremely potent atmospheric river into California. Look at it kind of hang out there. It wants to include the Bay Area at times, potentially Sacramento Valley, maybe even a little bit further south, bounces around a bit. Additional mid-latitude cyclone development will be occurring as we go through later portions of the next week. The atmospheric river bounces far south again and then maybe dives down towards Southern California as we get additional storm development moving in towards the Bay Area there. So we have a lot to watch here over the next few days, and just a very potent atmospheric river, folks. We got some high-end flooding potentially Bay Area northbound. Man, just take a look at some of these precipitation totals I'm about to show you in a moment. And you take a look here at Eureka National Weather Service, and it just looks like a complete fruitcake nightmare here. You just got so many watches, warnings, and advisories out there. But one of note is the high wind watch coming on in through tomorrow through 10 a.m. Wednesday. Look at some of these locally higher gusts on ridge tops, maybe some of the headlands, 75 miles per hour or even a greater. Down trees, power outages, of course, and some difficult driving conditions. And this is taking a look at the excessive rainfall outlook. On day 4 is already moderate here for portions of Northwest California, and then it does get down towards the Bay Area. Notice that it does include it at times right on Sacramento there. And I got to remind you, the park burn scar area is right here, just north of Chico, and that is going to be under the gun over the next few days. Could be some extreme flooding associated with that burn scar area, mud flows and whatnot. So taking a look at the rainfall forecast Tuesday night through Friday a.m., look at some of these amounts, and no doubt we are going to get higher amounts than this. Some of the weather models we've been watching the last couple of days have been showing more. I'll show you more on that here in a moment. You can see some of the snow levels, 3,000 to 4,000 feet Tuesday, rising Wednesday, and increasing and starting some melting some of that recent snowfall as you go on in through the day Thursday. So moderate impacts expected. So this is the Bay Area. Some of this is going to be trying to get down towards the Bay Area as well. We'll be going over that here more as we go through the day tomorrow and upcoming days, because this atmospheric river looks like it's going to be bouncing around and pointing at Central California and then eventually Southern California at times as we go through the extended forecast. So here's day 2. This starts Tuesday morning. There's day 3. Look at the slight already up for day 3, and the moderate already showing up there for Northwest California, including portions of Oregon. And day 5 again with the slight risk out there. Just a prolonged, very potent atmospheric river. And so if we take a look at what the European, the 12Z, this is the latest run. I updated it here to get all the data for us. And you can see this starts to move in again on the afternoon Tuesday. Look at some of the heavy snow for some Klamath Range, Cascades, Siskiyous, northern Sierra Nevada eventually gets on that action as we go through the day Wednesday. And look at this extremely heavy rain. I'm clicking through 3-hour chunks. It's just absolutely relentless as we go all the way through Friday. It still continues and bounces back down south across the Bay Area, Central Coast, tries to make its way towards Southern California. And then look at this mid-latitude cyclone spinning up and moving towards the Bay Area. Again, heavy rainfall for Central California and potentially through Southern California as we go through the weekend and through the following early portions of next week. So lots to watch here, folks. Stormy conditions definitely returning to the state. Now, looking at the national blend of models, this one is hot off the presses as well. We're going to scroll through here, and you see the bulk of the precipitation start to arrive as we go through Tuesday night. Look by Wednesday morning, it's starting to include some of the Bay Area here as well. Sacramento Valley, and some just ridiculous amounts showing up. There's just no other way to put it. And the burn scar area, the park fire, is right here. Just some huge amounts forecast to come in as we go towards the weekend coming up. And again, including Southern California at times. Taking a look at the national blend of models here, and again, the Park Burn Scar area is right in this area here. So I'm just going to scroll through here. But these are just some ridiculous, absurd totals that are showing up here, folks. We pegged the scale. We're up over 20 inches for some locations, actually multiple locations as we head on in towards Tuesday of the following week. Just some ridiculous amounts incoming here, folks. You got to be prepared. Stay tuned to your local warnings from the National Weather Service. Know your locations, know your escape routes and whatnot, because we are going to have some serious mudslide activity. Some extreme flooding is possible for some of these areas. It's time to start sounding the alarms because this atmospheric river is very high confidence in the forecast as of right now. So total precipitation in inches. Let's see what the GFS says. Do we have anything different here? This one's hot off the presses as well. We're going to scroll through. There we go, Tuesday night. Here comes the bulk of that precipitation. As we go through the day Wednesday, it starts to make its way down towards the Bay Area. Maybe starting on Thursday morning. It kind of cuts it off right there. So the GFS a little bit further north with the initial surge of that moisture. And again, some just ridiculous amounts. But then it starts to move down towards the central coastline a bit more here as we go towards the weekend. We're about Saturday afternoon. And the GFS, it doesn't look like, let's see if it shows anything for Southern California. There we go. Starts to bring it in there a little bit, but we'll see. We're going to look at the European next. But you can see pretty active weather here coming up over the next couple of weeks, it looks like. Now let's talk wind speeds. The European 12Z run, 100-meter wind speeds. So we've got these strong northwesterly winds. I should mention that here for the day today, some strong westerlies across the higher terrain. But of course, what we're watching here is this damaging wind potential with this storm up the Oregon coast, California coast. Some of these high winds start to move down towards the Bay Area as we go through Wednesday morning. A pretty good southeasterly surge up the Sacramento Valley. Some strong southerlies across the Sierra Nevada, Cascades, Klamath Range. And notice these winds hang out for a time all the way on into Thursday morning now. Here we are into Thursday afternoon. Additional storm development likely with strong winds ongoing all the way through Friday. And then we bring this mid-latitude cyclone out here with some powerful winds as well. You know, big uncertainty with that one right now, but it is kind of curious that the models are showing these systems. That would bring some heavy rainfall all the way down through Southern California, powerful frontal system there also. So if we take a look at accumulated 10-meter max wind gusts on the North American high resolution, look at some of these wind speeds getting all the way down towards the Bay Area as we go through the day Wednesday. And you can see really where they are concentrated here across some of the coastal range and some of the higher terrain, the Sierra Nevada. Some big gusts incoming here also. So taking a look at total snow. So we got some heavy snowfall moving in here as well, as I mentioned before, and you can see it really piling up here as we go through Thursday morning. Look at some of these totals across Northern California and some of the northern Sierra Nevada and the Cascades. And then we have additional systems that are going to be trying to move in here as well. Just kind of thought I'd show you some of that snowfall, but you look, we're pegging the scale there with some of the snowfall amounts as we go on in towards early next week. Here's the 6 to 10 day near normal, maybe a little bit of above across some portions of California, and not too big of a deal there. But look at that, still that above average signal. So the Climate Prediction Center is in on that storm potential as we go towards the end of the month. Coming up here, 8 to 14 day as well. Above average, kind of a broad brush there for California. But yeah, so atmospheric river time, it is here. And, you know, you got to start preparing now if you're in some of the flood prone areas or if you're around some of the burn scar areas. You really need to be on guard. The flooding is incoming. I'm probably going to be chasing up here the Pacific Northwest. I was thinking about dropping down the Oregon coast maybe tomorrow. I still have not decided, but I may be live streaming on the Pacific Northwest Weather Watch page here over the next couple of days as well. So anyway, stay safe out there. Be prepared. Don't be scared. And I will talk to you guys again tomorrow.